So it's really important that you focus on how you can help everyone be their best and bring their best so that they do their best work by means of motivating them and by means of finding out what motivates them and using their strengths. Hey there, welcome to Mak TV, where we believe that the transformation from manager to leader is such a crucial one, and that's because true leaders change lives. So the other day I was actually talking to one of my clients and we were doing a coaching call, and during the coaching call she mentioned to me that she was feeling a little bit uneasy or just nervous about having to manage someone on her team that was older and far more experienced at the job than she was. And so, of course, we worked through a little bit of those mindset blocks that she was experiencing. But after I talked to her, I realized, if this is something that she's brought up and if I've struggled with this in the past as well, it is definitely something that I should probably talk about on the channel. So that's what we're going to dive into today. So yeah, I'm not going to lie to you, right? It can be a little bit uneasy or nerve-wracking having to manage someone that is either older than you and more experienced, or maybe just more experienced than you. But it is something that you're just gonna have to get used to, because in our day and age, that's what I want to say, yeah, in our day and age, that's the right term, there are more generations or varying generations than there have been before in the workforce. So you really have to learn how to manage people that might be older than you. But here's the good news. You can totally do this. You can definitely lead somebody that is older than you, because at the end of the day, you are a humble leader. And that humility is a great foundation to help you approach your role, especially when it comes to managing somebody that you're feeling a little bit uneasy to manage. So starting with that good foundation of humility is great. But tip number one is to not assume. So don't assume. And this tip is coming straight from my mistake. So a while ago, when we were in a hiring phase in our department, our recruiter actually brought me a resume of somebody who was clearly, you could tell from her resume itself, that she was maybe about 20 years older than me. And not only was she much older than me, but she had a whole lot of experience in the call center world. So I remember right away when I got that email with the resume and I looked through it and everything, I shot back an email to the recruiter and I was like, yeah, that's not going to work. And then by the end of the day, the guilt, right, started to take over, because I was thinking to myself, man, I probably turned down somebody that could have been amazing for our team. So I really had to think about why I did that, why that was the instant reaction that I had. And honestly speaking, it was just a matter of ego and fear. It was fear of conflict and maybe the unknown. So I remember I got on the phone, I called one of my mentors and I explained to him the situation, and he basically told me I was being ridiculous. But then he said to me, why are you even assuming that there's going to be conflict? Why are you putting that on her? Because you haven't really given her the opportunity at all yet, so you don't really know her. So where is this assumption that she's going to be an issue coming from? And he was 100% right. I had run off of assumption. And so that's why my first tip to you is to not run off of assumption, because at the end of the day, you don't really know, right? So you don't want to put that on that person, assuming that they're gonna come in and undermine you, or that they are currently undermining you or trying to take over, because you don't actually know. Tip number two is to use this as an opportunity for you to learn. The great thing about older and more experienced employees is that they bring with them a wealth of knowledge. Older employees have a perspective on things that perhaps you cannot see, and more experienced employees, because of the fact that they've been there before, they already know what works and what doesn't work. There is so much that you can learn from leveraging their knowledge, their experience, their expertise. They are basically a gift to your team. I mean, if I had someone like that on my team, I would be ever so thankful and grateful, because they've already been there. And so I would be asking them questions all the time, obviously in a respectful manner. Because here's the thing about your role, which is great. Yes, you are ever so awesome, but your role is to surround yourself by super smart people and then lead them towards the mission, the vision, the purpose. And so what a gift that is to have someone that is so experienced on your team to help you do that with your team. Tip number 3 is to treat this older or more experienced employee like you would anybody else. After all, at the end of the day, you are, as a manager, being measured on the contributions of everybody else and not necessarily on your own performance. And so it's really important that you are able to identify what motivates every single team member and then set clear expectations. And you want to do that with everybody. Tip number 4 is to ask for feedback. I think that in general, all leaders should get into this habit of asking for feedback from their team members, but especially when you have somebody that is maybe older or more experienced than you on the team, because again, like we talked about earlier, their perspective is so valuable. So, when you're in a one-on-one conversation or whatnot with them, you could actually ask them, what should I start doing? What should I stop doing? What should I continue doing? What do I need to improve on? And they might be able to give you some really valuable feedback. Tip number 5 is to not be afraid to take the lead. Even if you feel like they have more experience than you or they know more than you, that's okay. Remember, at the end of the day, your job is to simply lead the team to achieve results, not to be the expert at every single component of the business or whatnot. You just need to be able to lead that team. And so don't be afraid to do exactly that, which is lead the team. And if it is the case that maybe you are having troubles with this older and more experienced employee, then don't be afraid to take the lead in that either and have that difficult conversation and let them know what the expectations are, how you expect them to act, and how you expect them to support the entire team, including you. I mean, you're going to have to drink that courage juice, because if you don't, then it will end up affecting the entire team as well as you. So if you want some further, insight as to how you can have a difficult conversation, then I do suggest that you check out the video right here. But don't forget, you can do this, and do not be afraid to take the lead. You've got this. All right, so let's wrap this lesson up with one of the key points that I want you to take away from this mini lesson. Remember, approaching your role with humility is a great foundation for you when managing an employee that is older and more experienced than you. If you like this video, do hit on the subscribe and notification bell. And if you're looking for further insights on team culture and team development and leadership development, then head on over to makitaandrews.com. And while you're there, feel free to get subscribed and receive your new Manager Starter Kit. Thank you so much for watching. It was great to be with you here today. I hope you have a fantastic rest of the week, and don't forget to keep smiling. I'll see you in the next one.